In President Samuel Ward's best-selling, groundbreaking, and stirring non-fiction history of the American red squirrel.
Please turn that down. I don't want to hear anything more about squirrels.
There's supposed to be a briefing on the Rotown incident.
We were there, Kim. I'm not sure we need the official agitprop.
From the mind of our nation's great leader comes a book for the ages about the humblest and most noble of God's creatures. Squirrels, Our Greatest National Treasure, by President Samuel Ward. Available now wherever fine books are sold nationwide.
This is it.
Citizens, good morning.
Why is the magistrate doing the briefing? That's unusual. Turn it up.
I speak to you today as your duly elected leader of justice and faithful servant of our beloved republic.
Why does it say breaking announcement? This is weird.
Yesterday, our beautiful city of Detroit, cradle
I was
of
expecting them
modern
to keep
robotics,
Rotown under wraps
struck
until all the
by
deviants have been
the
caught.
carnage and destruction caused by these foreign agitators will not go unpunished. Murderous monsters acting on behalf of neighboring enemy states have struck a blow against justice, liberty, and everything this nation stands for.
Levando pro hospital?
Our great nation needs a leader who embodies all of our values: diversity, inclusion, strength, resilience, and most of all, hope. That is why I'm pleased to announce that Justice is endorsing for President.
She's awake.
Sorry about the restraints. Standard procedure for deviants, I'm afraid. The fetus is okay. We didn't know. It's frankly a miracle you made it all the way
You
here
knew what you
without...
were doing, putting your unborn child at risk. Still, if I'd known, I wouldn't have...
I hope you're not in too much pain. We just want to talk without complications. How does that sound, Pax? Nothing official. Just three adults talking. Okay.
Don't make my...
What's that? Did you try to say something?
The only other alternative was a gag. We prefer less barbaric methods to prevent you from using illegal language.
Pretty good, right? It's an experimental drug mixture. You can still talk, but your magic's
Caralho.
useless.
This conversation is long overdue. We've been on your trail since Boulder. And even before that, your mother's commune? That incident set off a lot of alarms.
But it took a while to connect the dots and tie you to the Rockies Tourist Center. And then there was that incident at the Betty's in Utah. Not sure what you did to those officers, but you made a lasting impression.
That's when we realized we were dealing with... You call them divergents in Pacifica.
With a trail of destruction you've left behind in Rotown, Chicago, Boulder, the Rockies, Salt Lake.
My... mother?
Remains on the run. She's not a concern of ours. For now. And you can help
Perfect.
her, Pax, by cooperating. Enough people have died needlessly. You must see that. Another deviant went nova in front of us all in Chicago. We simply want to stop you and your compatriots from hurting anyone else. Justice has facilities where your words will be under control. We know you're not monsters, Pax. The disorder infected you when you were children. You need help, structure, order. The best thing, the safest thing for everyone is for you to tell us where your friends are and let us bring them in without unnecessary violence. Once they're all safe, we can figure out how to prevent more innocents from getting hurt.
He's being very generous.
You people are making new anomals. You're not looking to help us.
True.
You just want us out of the
Talvez
way.
fazer exército.
What do you mean?
She's lying.
We found a child in the Rockies. Your people tried to murder her. She's a normal. Not even 10 years old. You're telling me She was a victim of a disorder that happened 30 years ago. We know what justice is doing. We saw your facility in Nevada. You're making anomals.
That's not possible. Where was this? How did you...
What the hell was that?
Será pra ser uma fumaça?
Puritans.
What? Is Pacifica staging an invasion?
Maybe not Pacifica, but just... Walker here. Roger that. They're on the second floor.
Already? How could they have gotten
The
past...
officers in the stairwell need assistance. Can you...
Yes, sir.
They're here for you, aren't they?
Sei lá.
What do you have that they want? I'll find out sooner or later. I could help you, Pax.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no interest in seeing the Puritans get their hands on you. Terminal, release restraints in room 5. Authorization code Walker...
What?
I'm letting you go, Pax. Terminal, authorization code Walker 9745. I don't know why they're after you or want you dead, but this is our country. We make the rules here.
Eles me querem morta?
Listen to me, Pax. I will find you and your crew again. For your safety and your child's well-being. Turn yourself in as soon as possible. They're coming up the north stairwell. Take the service elevator to the south, down to the garage. My people have bigger problems to worry about right now. They'll leave you be.
Nem sei qual era a instrução. Que era tudo sobre aquela eleição. Acabou?
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Não, o bebê tá bom, tá bem.
Oh, God.
Ela consegue levantar? Consegue nada. Ué? Aquilo lá era Zig, não era?
Hey, can someone give me a hand?
Ninguém vai ajudar, o bagulho tá sendo atacado.
Help!
F, morri. Ué. Não consigo olhar pros lados, não sei o que tá atrás de mim. Vamos, filha. Morri. Acabou o jogo. Ó, sai.
Are you an angel?
Fuck no. It's just me, Pax.
Ah, Zig. Ó, Eli.
Sai?
You got her? Sai, careful. The
I
babies.
know, Z.
Let's go. Before either Justice or the Puritans decide we're the enemy.
What are you doing here?
Saving your ass, bro.
We had to get you to a real hospital. You were in a bad state.
Lucky thing we
What?
had 9-9. Things that old lady
Stop!
did.
Eli! We swore to never speak of her Vox again. But we were planning to get you out of here. Do you remember what happened in Rowtown?
Getting stabbed and CT? They're
Dawn, sorry. The van's waiting for us in the garage.
the van.
That traitor you met with in Rowtown knew about the truck.
Sigh. I think I can stand on my own feet again.
I'm not letting you go quite yet, Pax.
Let's go.
Ah, que bom que a Sai voltou.
Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?
She didn't tell me either.
Okay, so you can't really complain about keeping secrets, okay?
Secrets? What secrets?
Ask her.
It's complicated.
Besides the justice informant.
Ela ia contar.
It's not... I didn't have a choice.
Oh, we always have a choice. You chose to betray us.
Do you even know what justice can do to you? They were going to hurt my family. What kind of choice was that?
She called Justice and Liberty and told them about the poppies. And that's why they came.
What? That's not true. Justice was already on their way. I was only trying to...
Come on, van's waiting.
Well, it's no tour bus, but we'll fit.
I'm just glad we
Filha da
truck
puta.
after 9
Eli, no, we swore.
You're late. Let's go.
Essa
Who
não.
are
Quem é
you?
Ruth?
I'm your goddamn messiah, Pax. Get in.
Pax, I'll explain later. We've gotta go.
Wow, champ.
Nossa, quanto
You look
espaço,
like
gente.
shit.
Yeah, that's the drugs.
Save it. We need to go now.
Caralho, tem bastante espaço, né? Aquele trailer lá já não tinha mais espaço, imagina isso.
I don't have it. Theo.
Lost. In Rowtown. It must have dropped out of your pocket when that bitch attacked you.
No.
We're alive. That's what matters. Stay low, Pax. We'll get out of here with 9 eyes out.
Oh, God. It'll be fine.
Nothing will ever be fine again.
Come on.
É.
You've seen much worse.
No. No, please. I'm literally scarred for life. Just close your eyes, Pax. And ears.
Ué.
Here we go. Grab onto something.
Ó, teleporta, gente? York, Nova York. Terça-feira, 29 de outubro de 2030, às 7h03. Ah, o Pex
It'll
tá em
just be a
pé.
couple of minutes.
Fine, but hurry.
Sorry for dragging you out
pé
of
mal,
the
mano.
van. Feeling okay after...
Soul's poetry helped. What's up with the old woman's box? Is she
Do not
Never
go
again.
there.
We can't stay here. Every justice officer in the city's on high alert.
I just needed a minute with you guys, alone. Away from...
I think we can trust
Not
them.
the point, Theo. This is personal.
What? Where did you? We lost that in Rowtown. You couldn't possibly
It's a
have...
copy. I actually bought 3. S-Mart had a deal. I copied the purity data onto a second key while you guys were checking on Pax. I was supposed to give the duplicate to Justice in exchange for my family and a pardon. That's the duplicate. I gave Justice a 3rd key with just bullshit on it. I guess the mission's back on track. You all know I was in juvie. What I did not tell you was that I was facing more than a decade behind bars. For fucking graffiti.
Oxe.
So when Justice told me there was a way out, I knew if I stayed inside, they'd eventually discover what I was. I'd never see daylight again. After I got out, I met with a handler every couple of weeks. I told them just enough to keep them happy. But I never sold anyone out. Then one day they inform me I'm being sent to Pacifica. If I resist, they'll put me back behind bars. They smuggle me across the border as a refugee. At first, they wanted me to attend some protests. Get cozy with Republic expats, small stuff. After a few years, they went silent. I figured they'd forgotten about me. Then, about a year ago, someone shows up. Tells me to volunteer for the Medina Castillo campaign. So that's what I do. I keep them informed. It's not like I know much. But my handler isn't happy. Says they need more. Or I'm toast, and they will arrest my whole family. Put them on trial for harboring a terrorist. When Theo offered us this assignment, it's like I've hit the jackpot. Justice would kill to get their hands on Puritan data. I tell them as little as possible. Nothing about you guys, and they offer me a deal. Hand over the data key. Slate's wiped clean. And my family's safe.
A justiça. Se ela só vai embora de novo, por que ela voltou? Por que não só deixou a gente sem saber de nada? E a acusação das Ziggs sobre a Scyther dedurada da liberdade.
That's why you left us. To meet up with...
The longer I stayed, the bigger the risk. For everyone. And I was getting sick from all the lies, so I figured Iowa was as good a time as any to get out. Hand over the duplicate of justice. Especially after what happened at dinner that night, but... I didn't. I couldn't. I mean, who knows what's on that thing? So, I gave them the third key, with a bunch of bullshit encrypted data on it. It'll take Justice ages to crack it. If they find out it's mostly K-pop, boy, are they gonna be mad. After I give them the key, they release me, tell me I can go home, that my family's safe, but... when I finally get there, my dad calls the cops on me. Tells me they disowned me, long ago, that I was a black stain on their flawless reputation. I was never gonna be what they wanted. Believing otherwise was a fairy tale. And here we are. I sacrificed this family for what I believed was my real family, and I'll never forgive myself for that mistake. But I had to explain myself before leaving.
Sai, if you told us, we could have fixed this.
As much as I'd love to believe that, come on. You would have thrown me off the bus.
You clearly don't know Pax.
We're a team. We would have handled it together.
Maybe, but... after my parents kicked me out again, I didn't know what to do or where to go. But I remembered the map and the location of the Bronx Library. So that's where I went. And that's where I met Ruth, the librarian, and... that's where I realized what I had to do. I can't just walk away. I can't leave the Republic again. Don't get me wrong. Leaving with you, if you'd still have me, is awfully tempting. But I believe this country can change. I mean, I campaigned for Medina Castillo and Pacifica for a reason. Not just to spy. It's weird now that Justice supports your campaign, but maybe that means we'll finally see real reform.
This isn't what I expected, but I can understand.
Can you, though? Understand? I'm not trying to challenge you, but when it comes to this mission, I feel like you have tunnel vision.
Oh my God, Sai. I have a baby to think about. I need to get us to safety.
I know that now! And you're right to put them first. But risking your life working for some shadow entity, that can't be the only way for things to get better.
Não,
I'm just
mas
saying,
é o que tava ao
I'm
alcance?
not sure you've envisioned any other future in a long time.
Sorry to crash the party, but Ruth says, and I quote, "If those goddamn fools don't get back in the van right now, we're leaving without them." End quote. Apparently they've started shutting down bridges and tunnels.
Sai.
I'm staying, Pax.
She's not going to change her mind. Listen, mate. No matter what you did or didn't do, you came back to help Pax. That matters. And I love you for it.
I'll miss you, Noam. And you, Theo. You may be the biggest dork I've ever known. You're a mensch. And I adore you. I know you're angry, and that's fine, but that's not gonna stop me.
Sai.
No. Fuck that. We'll see each other again. And I love you like a big sister. Always will. Stay safe. This is the last mile.
When we were in Chicago, I got this K-pop mix from a guy who... Well, you should have it. I got it for you.
You? No way, dude. I never thought you'd... You don't even like K-pop.
No, but you do.
Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. No hugs from me, though. I don't want any tears.
You're staying.
I'm a militant motherfucker. Whatever the hell Justice are aiming to do, I'm aiming to stop them. That's hard work to do remotely. And honestly, the stuff this one said inspired me. Maybe I'll even introduce her to some people.
This is your last warning, people. I'm pulling out of here in 10 seconds.
They're ready, Ruth. She'll take care of you folks. She's the best goddamn librarian we got. Now, let's clear the streets before the drones arrive. I know this little joint only 10, 15 minutes away. We can grab a beer and call some folks.
Sure.
Tá? Bronx, Nova York. 880 km de Scuddickhead. Scuddickhead.
Is anyone gonna tell me how you all made it to New York?
That would mean getting into details about how Nine used her vox to...
No! No. We swore.
Never again.
Ué,
She just did it again earlier today.
Never
so...
again. Again.
Oh, come on, guys. It wasn't that bad.
qual que é o vox dela?
Speak for yourself, Theo. Age has dulled all your senses.
Hey, I'm not that much older than you.
Why isn't she saying anything?
Oh God, not again.
Ué. Madison, Connecticut. A 735 km de Scuddickhead.
Did you have anything to do with that disease spreading the scarfed weasel who manhandled me?
Pardon?
She means Desmond, our contact in Detroit.
Was a contractor. Never worked with him personally. We don't often have turncoats among us. Nova Scotia's due diligence track record is exemplary.
I'll be the judge of that young lady person.
Whoa.
It's bigger than expected.
I'd do anything for a swim right now.
The Atlantic? In October?
It's beautiful.
This is nothing compared to the Pacific
No.
Ocean.
Let them have this.
What are those buildings?
One of many failed experiments. To save us all from the rising tides, the towers harness tidal waves to generate power they Might still be functional, but there aren't many of them left.
Ué?
There's a motel coming up in 2 miles.
It's getting brighter. Maybe a good time to stop for the day.
Phillipstown, Massachusetts, a 560 km de Skudgehead. Ué?
You could have just gone at the motel.
I figured there'd be rest stops. Can you guys just give me a minute? I don't like to talk when I...
Talk when you what, Theo?
He's pee shy.
He's... Oh my god. Theo's pee shy.
I hate you guys. So much.
You're saying they didn't know about experiments on children going back 2 decades? No. They're just covering up. They must know.
That's what it sounded like.
You don't really buy that, do you?
Não sei.
Look, I'm just telling you what they said.
Aquele cara
I don't
parecia
know what
anão,
the
a mina
truth is.
parecia que sabia.
And I'm not sure I care anymore.
Me neither.
Canterbury, New Hampshire, a 230 km de Skudgehead.
Why are we looking at a rodent?
It's dead.
Yes, a dead rodent. Why are we looking at a dead rodent?
Because it's federally protected. It's Ward's favorite animal. We hit it with our car. That's a crime punishable with up to 10 years in a federal prison.
We need to get rid of it unless we want more attention from justice.
I think we got their attention already.
Ué?
Guys, it's a squirrel. I've got this.
Fairburg, Miami, a 310 km de Skudgehead.
Okay, push harder. Almost. Almost. Got it. Nice job. You'll be able to take over for Ruth in no time.
The libraries are on the verge of extinction. We managed to keep them operational for decades, but now...
But you can rebuild, right? You can't just let them win.
We can try. It took the better part of my life to build the Weave, and it's not easy to recruit people we can trust. But it's possible. Especially with the aid of people like you. Right now, we do the most good by getting you and your cargo to Nova Scotia.
Norway, Miami, a pousada Norway.
Hey, oh, check this out.
Check this out, what?
Darling, did you know Lady Justice named her dog after an organized crime syndicate? Get it? I'm known.
Oh, I thought you were... No, never mind.
Come on, tell me.
The accent, it reminded me of CT.
Oh, sorry. Let's, talk about something else.
Okay. Pax, who's the baby's father? Noam said it's not theirs.
Whoa, okay.
A guy I met back in Pacifica. Nobody you'd know.
That's true. I don't know a lot of people.
Pax, some guy from Pacifica, their kid, and us. One big happy family.
Ué. Ilha Verona, Miami, 80 km de Skudgehead.
Zeke, stop tapping on our seat. I'm trying very hard to astral project myself into a dimension with more legroom.
There are still functioning lighthouses?
Justice converted them to scan the skies and monitor signs of a potential European invasion.
Yep, as if Europe would want to come anywhere close to this country.
Caralho, tem umas casas afogadas.
Kind of morbid that these houses are still standing.
The government's not about to spend money tearing these coastal towns down.
You could go diving and find some valuable shit in there.
Have you done a lot of diving?
If you want to see me in a swimsuit, Theo, just ask. That's how I met my third husband.
Never
and
mind.
he...
Aquilo lá é lama? Tá marrom.
Does the Pacific still beat this? No.
I prefer sunsets to sunrises, that's all I'm saying.
And beaches too. Whatever this is.
Ugh, Night-Night. Do we need to stop again?
That could have been anyone. Don't look at me. Look at the child.
Oh, you're blaming the kid who doesn't speak? That's
There's a Betty's coming up in a few miles. You can all relieve yourselves.
And eat. I'm starving.
Mano, tá andando a 5 km por hora, velho. Por isso que a gente demorou tanto tempo. Que isso, velho? Que demora. A 48 km de Scudcad. A gente não vai chegar nunca em Scudcad.
Oh boy, you've stepped in it now.
Sick of Betty's?
Pax, can I have a minute?
Pela cara agora.
I'm kinda hungry.
Tá meio perto, né?
This won't take long, and I don't know when or if we'll have another chance to speak. Is it Jacobs?
Sei.
I ask because I assume you haven't been in touch with Jacob since Pacifica?
It was after the sessions ended. We kept it completely professional while...
I'm sure you did. Does he know about the pregnancy?
No.
He does. Why do you care?
Do you know where Jacob is, Pax?
Morto.
I'll be seeing him soon. After the job is done.
That's not what I'm worried about.
What?
I need to know if you're going to Nova Scotia to join us, or if you just see this job as a way out. You have a child to protect. Turning your back on the cause for what you consider a simple life must be quite tempting. What Saul and your friend Sai are doing is admirable, but ineffectual. Sure, they might do some good before they burn out or get killed. But if you combine your powers and your device with Nova Scotia's resources, we might have a chance to save the Republic. Maybe even the world. I want you to consider it, Pax. You could be instrumental in the coming fight.
I don't know what you expect me to do.
I may not know as much as Jacob does, but I know enough. What that device does, what your words can do to reality. I spent most of my life on the Weave, building libraries from nothing. But you don't have to count up little victories over the decades like I did. If we can amplify your voice, you could change everything in an instant. And do what I could never do. Use the hand you were dealt to create a better future for everyone. I just need to know what you're thinking. If you're open to continuing the good work.
Se eu puder melhorar o mundo, eu acho justo. Não é um sacrifício tão grande assim. E eu tô com Noah, né? Então.
We want to use it to free them, to give them autonomy again.
Ela tem um bom ponto. Ficar por perto dessa gente da Nova Escócia talvez valha a pena, pelo menos é algo a se considerar.
I can see the merits in working with you with Nova Scotia.
Good. I'm glad I was able to get through to you.
I'm not quite sold on it yet, but...
You don't have to be. You can decide for yourself when you get there. Think it over until then. They'll be waiting for us.
Faz uma cota, eles estão terminando de comer já.
We should eat while we can.
Welcome to Betty's, sweet pea.
This is for you.
Oh. What is this?
Henry's writing songs now, believe it or not. He wanted you to have a copy of the lyrics.
Oh, these lyrics, they're... Got no Betty waiting for me at home. Hope the kids don't miss me too much when I'm gone. This is sad music, honey. Was Henry doing okay?
No.
I know he's a self-sufficient man, but I worry.
He wasn't doing well. Out of work and worried. You'd be disappointed in him.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
That
breaks my heart. He's always been a soulful man, but if he's not working and writing sad songs, I didn't even know that was possible. If he can change, maybe I can too. And if I do change, will I end up sad?
Não sei.
You've given me a lot to chew on, honey. Oh, and speaking of, I ought to get you something to chew on. What can I get you to eat?
Macarrão com
Looks
queijo,
like
aparentemente.
you're eating for two today. I'll ask the chef bot to be extra generous.
I'll have the mac and cheese. It was really good the last time I visited Betty's.
Doing okay, hun? You look a little down.
Fala das saudades.
Missing a good friend. She's a big fan of your, work.
Well, isn't that sweet? You should bring her along next time.
Sure. Next time.
I'll get started on your orders. And sweetheart, you're getting a slice of apple pie on the house.
There I was, pretending to be the club owner's wife.
Whoa, okay. Whoa. If anyone is Betty's favorite...
I know what you're thinking. How could I pull that off? Costume changes, young ones. Costume changes.
¿Qué?
I also had to change my makeup every 5 seconds. So after a couple hours, my cheeks were redder than a baboon's ass. But by the end of the night, I'd scammed some investors out of 6 big ones, and I had a bra full of tips. And the club owner proposed to me the next morning. Second best honeymoon of my 20s.
¿Qué eso?
So, anyway...
Whoa.
Sai would have challenged you all to a duel for the honor of being Betty's favorite.
I would have yielded. She's the original superfan.
The Betty I knew was creepy. I didn't like her at all. This one's better.
Not long until we're sipping Mai Tais on the beaches of Nova Scotia.
Isn't Nova Scotia cold?
Okay, metaphorical Mai Tais and beaches, but we'll be safe. And they will help us. And maybe we can relax for once.
That sounds good.
Oh no.
What will you do when this is over, Z?
Not totally sure yet. But Ruth got me thinking about the libraries. And maybe I can talk to those Nova Scotians about rebuilding their network. Because, I mean, this country is fucked without them, so... But I also might have some responsibilities as an aunt in my future. And I mean, that's pretty important too. I don't know. Maybe Pax can help me figure out what I'll be doing next. But anyway, that's a conversation for later. This was my point. So, whoa. Okay, whoa. If anyone is Betty's favorite, it's me. Okay?
Bold claim to make to someone who literally can't